everyone. It is Stacy with Stacy's Ritzy DP Crafts, and I'm coming to you from a very busy schedule I've had going on for the past couple weeks, actually ever since the retro event. So I apologize that I haven't been posting a lot or doing whip and chats. I was busy during the retro event as well, doing like a million different things. But I do want to still be out there in the community, and I love you guys and I miss you guys. And I see I'm getting new subscribers, so I really appreciate everyone that's still coming around and joining in. There's been a lot of updates that I want to share with you all. Some of you may already know, some of you might not. Um, but welcome everyone to my channel. This is the Ritzy Clan, and I love that you all are here. And I go through on my channel different types of discussions. And for those of you that are new and don't know me, I'm not a create. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm not a creator. I'm not a small business person myself, but I do work with somebody who is an artist and also has a diamond painting company. So I work one-on-one with her and the website. And for those of you that don't know, that's roseprofitcreations.com. I do have the link below for you if you want to check her out. Lots of wonderful artwork out there for y'all. So I do a lot of my time. I have a primary job that I work on full time. And then I have my daughter who I take care of solely, and we do have extracurricular activities we do 2 or 3 times a week. So I am pretty busy, but I do make time for diamond painting. As you see, I'm working on my Randall Spangler Bubble Fairies, and I absolutely love this painting. Oh my gosh. There you go. There's his little footy. Um, but I love the colors. The colors are just popping and it's just so fun. It reminds me of spring with all the bright pinks and the purples and the light blues. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful painting. And I absolutely love it. I did do another one called Bedtime Stories, and while it does have some beautiful colors, this just hit me a lot better. Plus, it's a fun, bubbly painting. I unfortunately don't know where the sticker is for it, but yeah, check it out. It's on DAC, Diamond Art Club. Anywho, so I'm having fun doing that, and I've got one huge section that's up here. Um, to do, and I've got this little corner. And if you guys don't recognize this, this was a cover sheet that was done by Crafts with Crashly. It's a release paper done for our Retro Cult Classic event, and I think it's really cute. So I didn't have it for the event to use, but now I am using it. I got to get an order of it, and those are getting sent out to our weeklies as well as to our grand prize people from the Retro Cult Classic event, which I'm heading to today, Wednesday, to go ship those out. Besides the point. Yeah, so I've been really, really busy. I do a lot of the website stuff in terms of loading up images and items for sale on merchandise. So I've been working on that. And then I also organize the videos for the releases of Rose Profit Creations, plus the 2 new artists and future artists that we do have on there. So yeah, it's been pretty busy for me. I do record videos. I'll be honest, I do record videos, but I don't necessarily have time to edit them in a reasonable time frame to get out to you guys. So they do come late. They may have some older information on them, so that's just my little disclaimer. I will try and I might just have to post them without doing any like covers or endings to them, which, is fine. I shouldn't have to explain that because I know most of you are just in there to listen to me gabble, as well as other creators who do that as well. So yeah, background on me is I'm a single mom. I work on the phones from home, so I'm pretty much at my desk all the time, and I do a lot of diamond painting while I work because it keeps me sane while I'm dealing with customers. Some of those customers are happy, some of those customers just like to chit chat and talk, and I need something to do in the meantime. So I diamond paint. Sometimes I will crochet, but crocheting I usually leave when my child does karate. However, now I'm doing boxing or sparring for exercise while she does karate. So I don't know what time I'm going to have. And the extra exercises that when I do a lot of exercise or exercise in general, it gets me really tired. So I do tend to kind of zone out around like the 7, 8 o'clock time frame. So I've been on the other half of it missing a lot of lives that I really want to attend to and that I have in the past, and I kind of just dropped off of those lives. Um, if I wake up in the middle of the night or something like that and someone's on, I do try and join in on them or at least go in for a few minutes, say hi, and then I just disappear. So I just, for all of those that I have gone to in the past and I've been missing out on you, I do. I don't want to apologize because, hey, that's my life and we're not technically obligated, but I do want to support and I do try and support. But I haven't even, I start events and then I haven't even been able to finish or get involved with events. Ticket to Ride was a big one that I just completely flopped out on. I was working on those and doing the images and posting. I just don't have the time to go in and respond to people's posts as much as I love everything that people work on. And then I didn't even do the grand prize tickets that were involved. It just, Mermaids of Magic I did as well. Shay and Randy put on a wonderful event. This was for it, and I started with it, and I never got through it. I didn't have time to sit and comment on pictures and stuff because I know a huge thing with events is to cheer people on and to encourage and reward people. And I just feel horrible that I haven't been able to do that with a lot of you. And there's so much that I do want to comment on, and then I try and go in every so often, but it just gets a lot for me. I can't even post my own stuff, to be honest with you, half the time. And half the time with the business side of things, I mentally zone out on posting on social media. So usually if I post, it's a picture or something. So I the hashtag is just it's just a lot. I don't know how you guys do it, to be honest with you, but I used to get really really involved, and I guess now life is just happening and I've got more things that I'm busy with. Um, so it doesn't mean I don't love y'all. It doesn't mean that I'm not taking interest in what you're doing. It's just I don't have time to sit and comment on everything. So I will try and do the best I can. Maybe when I'm working or on breaks or lunches, I can post in and check in on everyone. But I just wanted to send that apology. I do still care. I still love you. If you guys want to reach out and chit chat, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that as well. If you want to tag me in something, that's cool. I have no problems with any of that. But it's nothing personal. Yeah. So, and then I zone out watching TV as well because, like, I want to catch up on my shows, and then the shows and the times that I have to watch. Usually I'm watching to stay awake. And if I watch a live, I'm usually zoned out a little bit, which Jenny, the Uncrafty Crafter, made a comment on that on her last live. Like, oh my God, Stacey, I'm surprised you're still here. And that was because I had taken a nap earlier that day. And yeah, so it's just one thing after another. But anywho, yeah, so business side of it with Rose Profit Creations, we do have a lot of artwork going up. I am still going to be doing the retro event in February with Christopher, and I think we're still doing it with Brandy. I haven't checked in with her or not, but I know it's going to be done with Christopher, and we do have some sponsors already lined up for that. There will be new art coming out for it, or you can use something that you already have. It's irrelevant either way, but it'll be more open to using any type of canvas you want. We're not going to restrict it. We prefer license, but it's not something that's going to be restricted because we're going to be a little bit more open with everything. We do have some sponsors already lined up for that, so I just want to thank those of you that have voiced your interest in joining that event again, and thank you so much for that support. We haven't decided on a date, which kind of is hard, but we're also going to do a Greek event with the Greek gods and goddesses and canvases that are named after Greek characters or gods or goddesses. So all things Greek, maybe we'll call it instead of the War of the Greek Gods. I'm not sure. But yeah, so it's going to be based off of Greek characters. And I know there's a ton of paintings out there for it. Plus, we're going to have some as well at Rose Profit. So those are just some updates. And the biggest update of all is next year. I think it's going to be next year. Rose just kind of put it in my lap when she does her mental health event because we do a mental health check-in for an event. It's going to be a more of an awareness event, bringing awareness to different types of mental health, different outreach programs, different hotlines across the countries or across the world. So that way you guys have different tools to use for your mental health. None of us are doctors, none of us are psychologists or psychiatrists. So please, it's just stuff that's going on through our experiences and what we found that is a good reach out program. So I'm going to be apparently co-hosting that with her. I know she usually does it during a certain time of the year. I'm not 100% sure which. So our Greek event we're going to have to fit in at some point. And I know April and May, there's a ton of events going on through there. And then during the summer, I'm usually out in California at some point. So we'll figure out what it is that we're going to do and let you guys know on the Greek event. But yeah, so that's me in a nutshell on keeping myself busy. But anyway, this is a Randall Spangler Bubble Fairies, and if you've worked on it, let me know if you blinged it up. I was thinking of blinging up the bubbles, but I like how it is right now, and look how shiny. Look how shiny those drills are. And everything is like I did all my outside border first until I got to the halfway point, the bottom portion of it. Like this whole portion I left blank and I just started working on the dragon over here, and you can't see it, but his face is just adorbs, adorbs, adorbs. So if you guys haven't done one, I would definitely recommend this. Highly, highly recommend it. And I think it's only a 69 by 56, so it's a good smaller size canvas. And I really think it's fun to work on. And there's plenty of, small parts blocking and then big blocking as well. So you get a good mixture of everything. I wouldn't say it's confetti. There's not a lot of confetti. You can still get like 3 or 4 minimum at a time. The only confettis is like stuff like this in the leaves. I would call that like the max of the confetti there is. And you're mostly using 3 or 4 types of colors in certain areas because it is mostly blocking. But anyway, that's that. I did want to give you guys a little tip on something. If you do confetti or have multiple trays, I don't care who the manufacturer is on multiple trays, but if something like this happens to you, okay, um, and this is because either my pen laid on it or I accidentally, bumped it too hard. No fault of the tray, please. Don't think it's any fault of the tray, although sometimes these do come loose, um, which is only because I do that, or I keep the lid off of them and they just kind of creep up a little bit. So I'm not going to say that this mess up right here is a tray because I know my pen landed on it and they just flipped up in the air, which can happen with any tray. But my tip for you is, since if you have a multi-tray, put different colors in them so that way if something like this does happen, you can still work from the tray. And basically what I'll do is I'll have colors and I'll just work the colors that are on here first. And then I'll just start picking up if there's like places to single place or smaller areas that I can't multi-place. I'll just use, like if I have to do green, I'll just pick it up from this area rather than having to take the time and separate everything out. This just works better for me. And then over here, if if I've used all the greens in here and there's no more, then I can start over here or vice versa. Or as I'm filtering these out, like if you only have a couple, just pick it up and stick it in the other area. It's not that hard. See, so that's completely done, and then that doesn't belong in there at all, and that doesn't belong in there. Sometimes they just flip from my other trays. That goes over here. So see how easy that is, and then I can just come over here and pick out there, boom, bam, boom. If my thing was good, I'd have 2 drills on it. But I can just come over here and just use these. I already have the codes on, and they're so different from each other that there's no worries about them mixing up. And that way you don't have to spend time separating the colors out. You can use it to go. And if you still have multi-placing to do, you still got your main colors. That's my tip. Do what you want with it. I hope that helps. Let me know if you guys have ever tried that or if you guys have mixes up like that. If you try it, let me know how that works for you. Because for me, it works perfectly. I can kind of do my confetti easily. So I'm going to lift this up and we're going to work on this little section while I talk to you all. And I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I am using my computer camera instead of my phone camera because that way I can upload things really, really quickly, a lot better. Now, what I'm using somebody's pen that is no longer a pen maker. So don't be shocked, but my pens go with my canvas a little bit. I did have some other ones I was using, but there we go, like this one as well. But I haven't really been using this one as much. So yeah, these are kind of like the main ones because they've got my multi-placers. I think I have my seven placer, a four placer and a seven placer. And this is really, really thin. I love this, but it's really, really thin for me. So if you're interested in it, let me know and we'll figure something out and I can get it out to you. Because I can't, it's way too thin for me. And this is what I call my mermaid pen. But like I said, the person that does these is no longer around. So yeah, those are the two pens I'm using. And I'm using a mixture of my multi-trays, which you saw, and my trays from NYX. So I have these from NYX, this one, which I think is a submarine. It's got shallow sides. And then I'm using regular trays from Bella Art de Nicole. I've got her three divider tray. See, this one has it too, and actually I need this one, so I'm going to work with this one first. And then I have little shrimp boats. So I've got a mixture of different things. I do like the shrimp boats a lot. They seem to hold my drills just a little bit more, but I am going to try another company trays. I don't want to say the name until I actually try them out, but they're just recently getting put out there, and apparently they've got some confetti trays that I've been looking for, and I'm gonna have to order them. I will say butterfly is in the word of the company name, so if some of you know who it is, great. But I usually don't recommend until I try. So while they're getting a lot of good positive feedback, I'm gonna order a confetti tray because I've been looking for the perfect confetti tray. And I did order from Dreamer Designs. So Christopher has an event with Romy Lerda, I think is her name. And I ordered a canvas which has the new kits in it. And apparently the new kits, I think, have a multi-tray that can be done. So I'm going to try theirs out. If not, I'll get one from Amazon because they have like the little foam thing inside of them to make it a division. So I'll have to see how that works out because that would be the most economical way to go. But I do want to support small businesses. So I've got to order one from the small business and check it out. And hopefully it'll be the confetti tray that I've been looking for. Um, the nice thing I heard about their stuff is that they don't have the little ends like this that pop out and can get lost because mine always do. They always fall on the floor or something. They have like a little sliding door that you just open and close when you need to release the drills. So I'm very eager to try those. If you guys know who I'm talking about, let me know if you've tried their trays and how you like them in the comments. But I hope you guys are all doing good. I know it's getting ready for Easter season, but we actually, or I should say spring, but there's just been a mass havoc of weather changes lately. I don't know what's going on with Mother Nature, but if you guys have been falling into the weather storms and disasters, I really reach out to you and your families and hope everyone's safe. And yeah, I'll be thinking about y'all. But it's just been havoc from cold to hot to warm to windy. It's just crazy. It was like 70 degrees, 78 degrees it was supposed to be, and in a matter of an hour it went down to like maybe 60, and we were not prepared for it. We went to the beach, and I knew it was it started off raining, and it wasn't even supposed to be raining. It was just overcast. So it started raining, but we still made it to the beach. It was just really, really cold. I didn't even worry about the wind at that point. It was just really cold. So we took some pictures, picked up a few seashells, not a lot, and came home. But it was just a nice little outing for my daughter. And what else? What else has been going on? Trying to get everything shipped out, so I'm headed to the post office today. We started therapy with Jackie, and it's basically to help her better communicate and control her emotions so they don't go from like a 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds. Um, because I think there's a lot of things that just automatically trigger her to go to that extreme level. And so we're trying to get things in place. So if you ever have a child, I'm going to give this suggestion because this is what the therapist suggested to us. If you ever have a child that's going through a phase and can't calm down, there's a five senses type of tool that you can use. And basically, what you do is you just sit down in the room so that they can get distracted and try and calm down. You tell them to go sit down, and you tell them, well, I mean, you kind of prepare for them ahead of time so they know what you're doing and they're aware of the tool. But you basically tell them to pick out five things in the room. And it can be any five things. They just have to be, if they're at the age where they can be a little bit more descriptive rather than just saying a book, a comb, be a little bit more um, descriptive with it because it'll help gear away from what they're raging about or having anxiety over. So the more descriptive, the better. But you have them pick out five things that they can see in the room, four things they can feel, like on their body or in their body that's happening. So it could be like the hair sitting on their back, the rug on the floor, how cold their skin is, how fast their heart's beating. Um, so it's just five senses. And then four things on is it four things? That's four things that you feel. Three things that you taste or want to taste. Um, yeah, three things that you want to taste. Two things that you smell. And I forget what the last one is. Um, let's see, wait. See, hear, touch, taste, and smell. So whatever order you want to do the last three in. If you want to touch something, three things you want to touch. You can do two things that you smell. Oh, hear. Three things you hear. Two things you want to taste and one thing you want to smell. There we go. Something like that. So you can do that tool. We always have to, she always looks in the book because we lose track in 3, 2, 1. But so she has like a little book that she writes her tools in and she refers back to them. So that kind of goes through and distracts. And then we find out that we're starting to laugh about some of the stuff that's coming up. It's the first two things are a big struggle for her because she's in that angry place or that aggressive or anxiety type place. So it does take it one or two of them to get through. But now that she's been getting through them, I get a lot of resistance from her. And what happens is, because she's like, I don't want to do this, that type of attitude. I'm like, no, we're doing it. It's a tool. We're going to do this. So the faster you do it, the, quicker you can get back to doing what you're doing. And you're going to sit on this floor until we go through it. So we'll go through it and she'll start saying like number one, she sees a book. And some of the ways she describes things is not pleasant, but that's what they have to do to calm themselves down. And as long as she's doing more of a description, that's fine. But if everything's stupid or ugly, then I call her on it. And then I say, no, you need to be more descriptive on what it looks like. Because inanimate objects can't be stupid and can't be, they can technically be ugly, but they can't be stupid. So I say you need to start over and you need to be more descriptive of what you see it look like. And so she gets frustrated, but she does it, and then she'll go back on, like when we get to the four things you feel, she won't play along, and I'm like, if you don't, do it, then we're going to start all over again. And so she won't do it. I said, okay, so let's go back to the beginning and we'll get five things in the room and you have to pick five different things. So she'll do that. And then we'll finally get through four and then she'll put up a fight again and we'll go back to number five again. So you just kind of keep replaying it until, and then you'll find out that they do actually calm down, and then they can be laughing over the situation, not the situation, but some of the stuff that they pick out. And it doesn't matter how ridiculous it is. So one of the things that she said she wanted, and this was in the Heights still. So one of the things that she wanted to smell was her farts. Don't ask me why. But the thing about that is it got us laughing because it made me laugh, like at it being so ridiculous. But it also got her laughing, and she kind of sidetracked away from what it is that she was angry about. It might not be pleasant what she's saying, but it's getting sidetracked. And then she has a painting. She kept calling her painting ugly, which it's an ugly little girl, but it's her painting, and I love it because it's a huge painting that she did. But that's something that she looks at when she's mad. Like, she doesn't look at it otherwise unless she's mad, and she just says that's an ugly painting all the time. And I hate that she does that because half the time it's not even a situation. But so I leave that up intentionally so she has something that she can, focus on when she is angry. And I think it's a good tool. If it's something that we do need to be concerned about, then, I'll just talk to the therapist and say, yeah, she has this painting that she did that we really love and I have up, but she keeps referring it to when she's mad as ugly. And is that something we need to be concerned about? And she'll probably say no. If that's where she's looking to direct her anger, then let her look there rather than something else. I'm sure that's what the therapist will say. I'm almost 100% sure because that's giving her a focal point. Um, and that's just my suggestion. Now, whether or not it'll work for your child or not, um, she loves her art, but whenever she's mad, she destroys her art. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So if she has something else that she can focus that on, then I'm all for it. But yeah, so we got through that, and I'm very proud when she goes through the tools. Now, the other thing that she was told that she has to do is the butterfly method. And the butterfly method is basically just cross your arms and you just flutter or tap your like this. So you crisscross your arms and you've got one hand, you can't see it, but you've got one hand on your elbow, the other hand on your elbow, or even on your chest, like where your shoulders meet your chest. You tap there, just really quick, soft taps. It's to give another sensation and it helps you to calm down and you breathe through it. So that's one thing we are having an extremely hard time getting her to do because she feels it's babyish. So that's something that, I talked to the therapist the last time, and anytime she's mad, that's just not something that's working for her right now. So we go and sit down and we do the senses, sensation. I think it's a sensation tool instead. But I'm going to have to talk to the therapist about something she can just suggest to get through the butterfly or the breathing steps because she doesn't like to do those at all, period. And I don't want to sit and yell at her and tell her to do it. Um, it's just not going to happen. So, yeah, so that's something I wanted to share with y'all. And whether you do it for yourself or not, because I do it with her because I'm exasperated at that point as well. And I'll be like, okay, it's my turn. And then afterwards we talk. We say, Jackie, when or she'll say, Mommy, when you do that, it makes me feel. And I say, Jackie, when you do this, it makes me feel. And we go through and we talk about like where her responsibility lies and what happened and how to avoid it in the future. And she's starting to understand just a little bit. She's not putting it into action yet, but she is understanding it a bit more. And I appreciate the fact that she's rationalizing and understanding that, yeah, this could have been prevented. I should have handled it a different way. I'm sorry, Mom. And that's a huge step for her because she will place blame and she won't take responsibility for anything. And you know how children always think that, oh, um, like you're making me mad because you're punishing me or you're taking away my iPad. Well, it's not necessarily the fact that that's happening that you're mad at. What you're actually, the reasoning that you're mad is because, yeah, that's why you're mad, but what led you to having that taken away? Because it's not my actions that caused that to happen. That's a consequence of someone's actions. And so we go through and so that she learns what her actions are and what happened. Not that she corrects herself, but so that she learns. Yeah. Um, Sorry, just realized that I was going through my headphone and I didn't realize if I have my headphones on so you guys can hear me, but you do. So anyway, we go through those actions and she realizes that, yeah, it could have been avoided. So the more often you do that and the more consistent you are in doing it, they'll start picking up on things. And then I start to notice with her that she's like, okay, yeah, Mom, I get it. I shouldn't have talked to you that way. I'm sorry. But I just get so angry sometimes. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's evaluate where you're getting angry and why. What happened to cause you? What part of it got you angry? And because you took my iPad away. And I'm like, oh, because you won't listen to me is one. Okay, well, what happened when I wasn't listening? Well, you were telling me about this and then I started talking. I was like, yes. And did you interrupt me or did you wait until I was done? And then she'll think about it. She goes, no, you were still talking. I said, okay. I said, so could this have been avoided? And she'll be like, yeah. I said, how could it be avoided? I could have waited till you were done talking. Okay. So, stuff like that. They'll end up learning, and I'm very proud of her. Now, if I can just get her grades up, will be good. Because that's the other thing is that her grades are kind of dipped down a little bit. But, I'm not going to 100% worry about it as of right now. She'll probably end up having to go to summer school, which I'm not happy about, but it'll help her in middle school. I don't know how that's going to be handled though, seeing that she's going to be in middle school and not in elementary school anymore. But she did interview for something called the AVID program, and the AVID program gives them, additional tools and guidance for the fifth grade when they start to go into that grade. I'm just trying to see, did I use all my colors? I hope I did. And basically, what the AVID program does, it gives them tools to help study, to take better notes, to be better organized, which a lot of it is what she's lacking, and she's losing assignments, which is all part of ADHD. And I'm so happy that her homeroom teacher is a little bit more attentive with her about it than her math teacher. But apparently, she's doing a little bit better in math. I still have to work with her, but it doesn't seem like she's getting much in trouble. I do need to go check her assignments and make sure they are completed assignments because her math teacher just does not communicate anything with me. Um, so yeah, so I still work with her on her fractions. She's doing, I think, measurements now, like metrics and milliliters and liters, and yeah. So she says that she's doing better, which is great. Is mom doing better? Mom is sane sometimes, and other days she's not so sane. I do break down a lot out of frustration because when things get to the point they are, you just kind of feel hopeless and you don't, things can be better and they're not. And I know many of you, I didn't mean this to be such a heavy topic, but it's educational at the same time. So I'm hoping you guys are okay with it. I'll probably put a little disclaimer in this description if you do watch this. So anyway, yeah, I've cracked a couple times after things get heated with her, and a lot of times my cracking is just because of the disrespect and the talking back, which is a lot to do with her. As much as I hate blaming everything on ADHD, a lot of it has to do with ADHD and her not thinking before she says something. And she's even commented on that as well. And it's been addressed with a therapist, but it's just like, I don't, nowadays, you don't have control to do anything about it other than putting them like on a timeout and taking away things from them when they're just going to find other stuff to keep busy. So it's a fine line to discipline nowadays because if you take away one thing, they're just going to find something else to do and keep themselves entertained. So how is that real discipline, Um, so how it's like how do you take back that control? How do you, and in our days we used to wash our mouths out with soap and boom, that would shut you up quick, right? You don't want your mouth washed out with soap. But you do that nowadays, oh no, everything's toxic and you're poisoning your kid and blah blah blah. And then I started using seasoning just okay, I didn't use soap, but I started using seasonings, and just regular seasonings like um, parsley and stuff. So I just take a little seasoning and there you go. But you don't want to have to do that, and that's not the right thing to do, and that's not the right way to handle stuff, and that just makes it aggressive. And you're not perfect, and even the therapist is like, okay, well, I can understand why you switched to that, but we're going to figure out other ways to not even have the situation happen to begin with. And I appreciated her for that. And I appreciate the fact that, I could be honest with her about stuff and whether or not I handled things correctly on my side, that it was logistical and, it wasn't anything harmful that was being done to her. Um, but I'm finding there's other sensations that you can do to try and get them out of that period and that moment. So mostly, a lot of times you get your mouth washed out with soap because you're talking dirty. Well, everybody does that nowadays, It's, yeah, you want a nice home where you don't have, language barriers or language. But to me, language, foul language is something, for me personally, that's done when you don't have any other words to express how upset or how angry you really are, and those are the words that do it. And anytime I've used foul language, it's not directed towards her. Like, I'm not saying you're such a little, whatever. I'm cursing out just things in general. And she knows that because I talk to her about it all the time. Um, and anytime I do curse, I'm not cursing at you, sweetheart. I'm just cursing at the situation because I'm frustrated. And she gets it. But, I don't want to have to do that. I really don't. And luckily, it's declined a lot from where it was. And I think my husband being in the picture might have increased some of that. Um, so yeah, and I think just the overall situation increased it as well, and now it's getting back to normal, which I'm happy about. Please don't judge me because I am only human and I'm basically a single mom. And am I proud of the way I handle situations? No, I don't think any parent can be proud of how they handle certain situations, especially when it's not in a positive light. Um, but if that parent is willing to take the tools or take a leap of faith and get help or get some other guidance or perspective, then it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. No one is perfect. Nobody handles situations perfectly. I don't care who you are. You want to do your best as a parent, but even as a parent, you are only human and you have to have an outlet as well. And if you don't have an outlet, then whoosh, you know, things can go out of proportion. And that happens to all of us. So don't judge me. I love my daughter. My daughter loves me. She'll see it all the time. You'll see it in pictures. You'll hear it from her. Um, yeah, we're like two peas in a pod. So she's already got my life picked out for when I get old and can't take care of myself. And she's got a house and family. And boom, that's where we'll be together. Hopefully, I can rely on that. If not, I'm moving to Australia. Just saying. But anyway, so yeah, so that's, just kind of our journey in, working with someone who has I'm going to say a disadvantage or a hindrance. And with her, it's her ADHD, it's her anxiety, because she does have anxiety. I have anxiety as well. I might have ADHD, so we haven't been checked on that. Um, but yeah, so that's where we are right now. What else? What else? I hope I didn't disrupt any of you or make you see me in a different light, but it is what it is. um, and we're going forward. So, what else? What else? What else? The other thing is I owe her art class. I talk a lot about her because that's where my life is. Um, you don't want to hear about my work because there's nothing to tell really. And the only other thing is karate and sparring and exercise and my weight loss. I got stuck. I'll talk about that. I got stuck on my weight loss journey. I ended up since Christmas, I think, let me see, I gained about 6 pounds, which I'm not happy about at all. And now that I'm after my year, it's not going to be as easy to lose weight. I did stop exercising. I didn't drink enough fluids. I think maybe I was drinking about 32 ounces of water a day, and I need to be at like 60 something. What is it, 64 ounces? So I just over the last 2 weeks tried to start increasing that. Hold on one second. Let me get my trays. So I started increasing my water intake, and I started back up on my exercise. I do my VR. So my VR has I forget what the program's called. Supernatural, I think, is the program. And so it has like boxing and some arm movement wand type stuff. Which I don't really like. I like the boxing and sparring more. Plus, it has meditation and a bunch of other stuff I don't really use, but I do like the boxing. And it's got really good music, but it wasn't giving me enough of the aerobic side of it or the cardio side that I needed. And that might have been my fault. I don't know. Um, Maybe I just need to put it on a more advanced setting. Who knows? But I did start taking up sparring at the dojo with the coach that's there, and he is a boxing coach. So he's kind of mixing up the boxing and the kickboxing, like the martial arts side of it for me. So I get my kicks in as well as my spars, and I actually kind of impressed him with my punches and the ability that I was able to last with my breathing. I actually impressed myself that I didn't get tired out or winded because I really couldn't do as nearly as much as what I was doing the other day, yesterday. Am I sore today? Just a little bit, not as much. I was expecting more, but we only did like about a half an hour of it. He says he's going to work me up to an hour, but I really, really like it, and he was kind of impressed with everything. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully he wants me to get, I think it's called a sweatsuit, which I'm just like, oh God. Because the fact I don't like to sweat, and even when I work out a lot, I really don't sweat that much, but I really don't want to sweat because I've got to drink more water if I sweat and blah, blah, blah. Um, but yeah, so now I have to get a sweatsuit. But if it helps me lose weight, by all means, because I do want to lose at least another 20 pounds if I can. Oh, that doesn't look so great. That one I think I unstuck from the canvas. Um, so if I can lose another 20 pounds, I will be super excited, but at least I will be getting more exercise. I walked yesterday for about a mile, which was awesome, and I'm so happy I was able to do that. And then I did the sparring, and I was just so tired. Like I was on Rose's Live. So on Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I go live on Rose's channel. It's Rose Profit Creations is her YouTube. So that's where a lot of my lives are. Um, I just, unless I'm doing an event, I don't have much to really go live about. So I save those for my events, but I do try and do the WIPs. So I'm on live on hers, and I was just so drained that I was like so disengaged from everything. I couldn't keep up with chat, and I was just yawning a lot. And yeah, so I had to have my dinner while I was on the live because I hadn't eaten anything yet. And after that, I was just on, I'm like, I'm going to bed. Like, I'm not even staying up. Jackie, get in bed. Um, and I was out cold like within a few minutes. So, yeah, exercise still, I get really drained when I exercise, like really drained. I am taking vitamin D3 and I'm taking enough of it, so I've just find that very interesting. I have to figure out another way to increase my energy levels during the day, but He says basically the way he's going to work me out, it's going to increase my adrenaline and I'll get more energy in, I think he said about 10 days or 2 weeks. I should start seeing changes, or 3 weeks, something like that. So wish me luck. We'll see if I can be more active and have more energy during the day. And that would be awesome if I do, because I really want to go out and do things. Oh, but I'm trying to finish this while I'm on a live. I actually got a lot done while I'm on doing my whip and chats. So how have you guys been doing in general? Like, if you want to talk about events, how have you guys been doing with events? I'm finding a lot of events this year, people are starting with like, you don't have to have a new start, which I absolutely love. You just have to have a certain amount available on your canvas to work with. And while I decided I'm not really going to be participating with a lot of events just because I can't keep up with everything, um, that I am going to still post and hashtag it. Um, I lost train of thought. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah. How are you guys enjoying the way that they're doing events this year? With like, it doesn't have to be a new start, you just have a portion done. Um, do you like those changes? Are you interested in those changes? Like, how do you guys feel about that? Because I think as long as it's a portion of a canvas, what am I using? Hold on one second. I need one more of these. Um, I think if you have the required size as a portion of your canvas, it shouldn't have to be a new start. I personally don't think that. But, every creator's different. They're going to do it their own way, and it helps commerce. It helps purchasing new canvases for, businesses and stuff. And I understand that side of it, but at the same time, we're not all rich to be able to go buy a new canvas for an event. So, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Um, and then let's see. I don't know. You guys have any tips or tricks? Any suggestions that you want to post? Post them. Anything you'd like to say, just go ahead and post them in the comments. I think with my whip and chats, I might be end up doing some updates, like business updates for y'all, just to bring a little variety. I don't know. I might go live just to do updates to people that can't attend Rose's lives. Also, from my perspective, um, let you guys know what's going on. If you guys do have any questions or want to check on your order status, please don't message Rose directly. Please use the business page on Facebook and Instagram. That way I can look into things and reach out to you guys as well. Um, any questions that you guys have, post them below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Um, I do messaging on Facebook, but I'm not always going to be available 24/7 to answer those. So just be aware that if I am talking to you on Facebook or on any messaging system, that I do walk away as soon as I post or send something and I go do something else. Um, and it's not out of any type of disrespect. It's just that, boom, the phone goes down. I'm done sending that message and I can come back and check on your answers. So don't fret, don't worry. I will see them. Um, yeah, so that's why I might not respond quickly. But I think that's about it. I don't really have much more to say. Check out, I do have a new creator. Hold on one second. Okay, it's Wanda's Work Basket, and she's on. Yikes. Okay, sorry, my arm stuck to my canvas. Wanda's Work Basket. She's a really sweet lady. She's got a really cool video on different ideas that you can use for your spare drills, to make different things with them. And then she does a lot of journaling if you guys are an art journalist, and prayer. So if you guys want to check her out, check out her YouTube channel. I put the link below for you guys. And I don't know if you can see my canvas. I'm pretty sure you can. But yeah, so check her out. And then if you do want to join Rose and I, her lives are on Rose Profit Creations. Again, they're on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time right now during daylight savings. And yeah, that's about it. We do have is it Wacky Wednesday, where you guys can come on the live with us if you want to. It's open party. So if you are interested in joining, just message on Facebook and we will give you the link to come join the party with us. But we'd love to have you. It's open door and it's a very, like, if you guys have anything you want to talk about, it's a very safe, open environment as well. Um, there's no bullying, there's no trolls or nothing like that that come on their channel. So you're more than welcome to come on there and just talk about anything. Um, she is going to be doing the autism event starting in April and just autism awareness and making it up light and lifting and giving you, we're going to go through different things you can do, art projects and stuff you can work on. I think we'll bring some of that into the play. Um, yeah, and just have some fun. Bring awareness to autism awareness out and give you guys a place to talk and celebrate accomplishments that your little one or big one has come through. And yeah, so hope to see you guys there. And I'm going to call it a day because I've got to go hit that post office since it opened an hour ago. I hope you guys are all well. I'm going to finish this up. I'm hoping I can get this canvas finished no later than tomorrow because I do need to start. Oh, Romy Larity doesn't start until June, so I don't have to work on her. But I do need to do the unboxing, and I have a few other unboxings to do. Um, and I have some other canvases I want to work on. And I've got about, I think, 3 canvases I've got coming from Rose, of Rose Profit Creations. I've got my Hannah of Iteration Crafts. I've got my Snow White from her coming in. And I've got my, I think it's Best Friends Soul Sisters image from Rose that she created for me. It is out there for the general public, but it was specifically made for me, and I'm so honored about that. So I'll have that to unbox. And I love how you can get the different sizes for Rose and the colors that go with the sizes. Basically, the same amount of colors go with the size. So if it's a 50 by 50, you're going to get at least around 50 colors. 60 by 60, you'll get about 60 colors. So it does help with keeping the image consistent. And no more business talk. I just wanted to say that real quick. So I'm going to have a lot of unboxings to do and get them posted. And I did order from Temu. I opened up the order, but I do want to show you what I got. So I will be doing a little unboxing, well, not unboxing, but showing you some things I got. They ended up being really, really good quality stuff. I don't have any issues with what I ordered, and it's very, very reasonable. So I'm very excited about it, and I will do my video and show you guys. So yeah, anywho, thank you all for sticking around and joining. We're just about 53 minutes in, and yeah, so I love you all. You all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Stay true to yourself. Be kind, be wise, be smart. Love yourself and love others. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.